They devote their lives to serving and protecting our country, often laying their lives on the line for the security and freedom we enjoy as a nation. U.S. military personnel live a life that is unique and unlike any other. Part of an elite team, military members share a common focus within their community and their careers. But what happens when they leave military life? Statistics show more than 200,000 military members return back to civilian life each year. It's a transition that is often filled with challenges and uncertainties, particularly for those looking to re-enter the workforce.
Service members face a number of challenges when returning back. They may not be returning to a job that they left. They may not be returning to a job at all. Their family situation may have changed, and certainly the community continues to change around them. And when you combine all three to try and reintegrate at the same time, it can be overwhelming for some service members. Life moves on while you're gone, and you're trying to play catch up when you get back.
Although many military members and veterans possess the training, skills, and work ethic that can add value to a business, many misconceptions still exist that prevent qualified service members from being hired in today's workforce. Rob Lawrence, a 30-year military veteran who currently serves as a senior enlisted leader to the Adjutant General of the Colorado National Guard and is also employed full-time as a director at First Data, is keenly aware of the challenges military men and women face when re-entering the workforce.
I think there are misconceptions that exist today by potential employers about returning or exiting service members. There's misconception about what does that potential employee bring to the workforce. How do their skills that they acquired in the military actually equate to a job in that company?
We know that there are misconceptions about veterans, whether it be the post-traumatic stress disorder or whether it's a traumatic brain injury. And what we've done is that we have toolkits that we've developed for a lot of our hiring managers and recruiters that have a lot of snippets of what we can do to make sure that those misconceptions are just misconceptions.
Companies that are dedicated to providing opportunities to service members are playing a vital role in helping make the transition back into the workforce easier. First Data, a global provider of e-commerce and payment solutions, is a leader in this effort. The company's corporate veterans program focuses on hiring, retaining, supporting, and recognizing service members. As the employment program manager of the corporate veteran program, Sean Walker knows a thing or two about transitioning military skills into the corporate environment. He spent more than 20 years in the U.S. military and today uses the knowledge he gained in the service to help develop and manage employment programs at First Data.
We at First Data created the corporate veterans program because we felt the responsibility to our service members. We feel like we needed to make sure as a corporate citizen that we take the opportunity and the commitment and garnish what veterans have to offer to us, whether it be the education and the training, or even the soft skills, the leadership, dedication, and also the values and integrity. Because we feel like we can leverage that diverse group and really increase our global perspective and our global team and actually really help our customers more.
By appreciating the values, leadership, and unique skills service members bring to the workforce, the program reinforces the company's commitment to its people and the communities in which they work and live. Kelly Castell is a vice president at First Data and also serves as a commander in the United States Navy Reserve. He deeply values what he learned through his time in the military and how that helps him in his role today, and applauds First Data for the support provided to him over the years.
In the military, you have to be able to adapt quickly. You're faced with different situations pretty much every day. Things change in the blink of an eye, and you have to be able to be adaptable and navigate things that situations that you haven't been in before. And with First Data, being in the industry that we're in, especially now where it's just ever changing, being able to be adaptable and think quickly and navigate quickly is definitely an asset that I use every day. You know, my experience coming back from deployment was another way that First Data showed that they really support their service members as they returned back from deployments. It was a stressful year away from home in Afghanistan, but my supervisor, her exact words were, "We're going to give you a soft landing." My role had changed while I was gone. My supervisor hadn't. So she was able to give me that soft landing, kind of reacclimate me back into the corporate world, right, from the combat zone to the corporate world, and it was a smooth transition. It really was.
Former Apache crew chief Deanna Neal remembers transitioning out of the Army back in 2000 and wondering how she would survive as a civilian without a degree. With the support of First Data, she completed a degree in business administration, is pursuing a second degree, and today is senior technical trainer at the company's business transformation office.
I worked on the Apache helicopter in the Army, and First Data does not own any Apache helicopters, so that does not translate directly into my current job duties. However, being in the Army taught me discipline, it taught me how to be a good team member, and it also taught me to make sure that my work was of great quality. I started out on the telephones, and then I became a trainer and then a developer where I learned how to code web pages, and now as a senior technical trainer, I not only develop my material, but I also train project managers. First Data has many great benefits. One of the things that I've taken advantage personally of is tuition reimbursement. I obtained my associate's degree and I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree. Once I have that, I will work for my master's as well as my doctorate. Once my children are old enough to go to college, I can apply for them to receive a scholarship to go to college. And First Data is creating tomorrow's leaders, and I plan on being one of them.
As more and more service members return home in the coming years and begin their transition back into the nation's workforce, First Data plans to continue to be a source of support and opportunity here and abroad.
Their main objective is to put veterans to work. So that's what we're doing. And what we try to do is to make sure that they're positioned well to succeed. We've also started doing our military transition advisors, so where you have a recruiter or hiring managers or even myself actually presenting to veterans to let them know what they need to obtain to actually transition to one of our positions within First Data. We've also developed a lot of things that are really geared to veterans, whether it's branding and marketing with our brochures, whether it's developing a career site that are dedicated to veterans and show our commitment to them. We also developed a military skills translator, and what we want to do with that is to make sure when a transitioning service member decides to transition out of the military, that he puts his MOS, or military occupations specialty, within that skills translator, and what it does is shows the equivalent positions within First Data.
As a longtime supporter of the employer's support of the Guard and Reserve, First Data recently renewed its pledge of support for military employees by signing a statement of support for the National Guard and Reserve. In addition, the company furthered its promise by joining the 100,000 Jobs Mission, a coalition of major corporations that have jointly committed to hiring 100,000 transitioning service members and veterans by 2020. As the new CEO of First Data, Frank Bisignano's past is now dictating his future. Determined to ensure that First Data is a leader in the hiring of military personnel.
Having grown up in a home where I had 13 uncles who served, a dad who wore a uniform for the U.S. government for 45 years, I feel indebted to everyone who served. I've said publicly before, the 99 and 1% I think about may be much different than others think about. It's the 1% that protect our liberty and freedom, that have put on a uniform, that we have a great debt to. And I feel every returning veteran is owed the opportunity to have employment. I've been committed to that for quite some time. I'm pleased that First Data participates in the 100,000 Job Coalition, and I plan for us to be a leader in military hiring.
For their customers around the world, First Data simplifies the connections that make commerce possible. They take the same approach with military veterans and their families, going above and beyond to simplify the challenges they face and support these remarkable men and women who serve our country. To learn more about First Data, please visit firstdata.com.